A succession timeline during which a new leader of the United Democratic Party would have taken the reins from Prime Minister Dean Barrow has been formally called off. Back in May, the head of cabinet outlined a schedule for his departure from office 1 year before the November 2020 general elections. His early retirement would have paved the way for a subsequent party leader to become Belize's next prime minister, a move which would have given his heir the experience necessary to run the affairs of the country.
The United Democratic Party has agreed a timeline for the leadership succession. We are going to start with constituency conventions in November. Again, we want to give the re-registration process a chance to kick in, and we should be finished with those conventions by end of January, early February of next year. Thereafter, we will hold delegate conventions. We will have our conventions to select the delegates that would attend and vote at our national convention. That process should be finished by March. Thereafter, we will fix a date for the leadership convention, which I imagine would not be later than May.
True to its initial chronology, the U.D.P has been holding standard bearer conventions in various constituencies across the country since November 4th. Those included Port Loyola, where Attorney General Mike Peyrefitte was defeated at the polls by former City Councillor Philip Willoughby. A total of 7 conventions have been held as of that date, and, according to the party, the momentum gathered via the large turnout of supporters has prompted a request for the Prime Minister to remain in office. During a cabinet meeting earlier today, it was unanimously agreed that PM Barrow will stay for the duration of his term, cancelling that previous schedule of events. So, how will that sharp turn affect the pending leadership convention? At a press conference in mid-May, he summarized the party's constitution where that is concerned.
I should point out that under our party's constitution, when there is a leadership election during the last term, the last parliamentary term of the incumbent, the leader so elected becomes, in fact, in the language of our constitution, leader-elect, and does not become leader operationally until the House is dissolved and the date set for the general elections, unless, of course, that incumbent leader sooner resigns. And I have every intention, but again, by way of consultation and agreement with the party, of, in fact, demitting office after the convention has been held and the new leader chosen. In other words, I certainly don't intend to wait.
A press release points to the need for a break in political activities within the party in 2019. However, News 5 understands that it was made clear during today's cabinet meeting that neither Deputy Prime Minister Patrick Faber nor Minister of National Security John Saldivar is favored to succeed PM Barrow. As such, it was agreed, quote, to recommend to the U.D.P National Party Council an updated calendar that would stick to the party's constitution. That constitution expressly states that a leadership convention cannot be held before January 2020. As a consequence, the delegates' conventions that must take place before the leadership convention will also now be moved back, unquote. This evening, the People's United Party fired off its own press release criticizing the use of a cabinet session to discuss intra-party politics. It said, quote, "As a party, we are appalled, and indeed any right-thinking Belizean should be appalled and outraged that our policymakers wasted time in cabinet to discuss and debate a matter that is purely political," unquote. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.